What's going on, guys? I really want to talk about starting credit cards today. Now, the thing is, if you don't know too much about the credit industry or the financial industry, you will get taken advantage of. There's a lot of platforms, like Credit Karma or even Experian. If you go ahead and check your credit report, and they push these, I call them predatory credit cards, which get you in annual fees, unnecessary. Welcome to Credit Monster. I'm your host, Daquan, here to help you become the master of the Credit Monster. Let's go. If you find this content valuable, please do me a favor, like, comment, and share so we can help as many people achieve their financial goals. Now let's get to the information. What's going on, guys? I really want to talk about starting credit cards today. Now, the thing is, if you don't know too much about the credit industry or the financial industry, you will get taken advantage of. There's a lot of platforms, like Credit Karma or even Experian. If you go ahead and check your credit report, and they push these, I call them predatory credit cards, which get you in annual fees, unnecessary interest rate that you shouldn't even be paying because you have very limited credit history or no credit history. So really, you starting off on a clean slate. But however, you can't get those real good credit cards like an American Express or anything because you haven't proven yourself yet. But that doesn't mean you have to take a credit card that's going to charge you so many fees up, monthly upfront processing fees. Fee hogs, they are very predatory, and they pay a lot of money to get in front of you as an uneducated consumer. So I want to bring this video to you so you could get, so you could have a fair chance and get the best possible card for your situation, and you could build credit the right way, and you could build credit the most affordable way. Okay, so the strategy is to get pre-qualified for as many good unsecured cards as possible before you go ahead and submit a full application. So it's not every credit card you could do this with, but as a few of banks that you could get pre-qualified for their unsecured credit card before you, and that means it doesn't do a hard inquiry. So when you do a hard inquiry, you lose about 2 to 5 credit points. Now, this doesn't affect your credit points because it's a soft inquiry, not a hard inquiry. So you don't even give them your full social in most situations. And then they'll let you know, hey, you've been pre-qualified. Based on what we see in the soft report, you can most likely you will be qualified for our credit card. Now, keep in mind, this is not a guarantee because they didn't do a hard inquiry yet. But once you are pre-qualified, you have a very great chance of getting approved with, a hard inquiry. So go ahead and take the hard inquiry after you've been pre-qualified, and then most likely you will get an unsecured credit card. Now, this will boost your credit score for the most part. Honestly, this will boost your credit score, more than likely by 10 out of 9 chances. So once you get approved for this will be a great starter card. I'm gonna give you the recommendations. And I know the question you may be thinking, what does good mean? Isn't good subjective, meaning is by opinion? Well, I do have some objective criteria for the word good when I say good credit card. Now, a good credit card, especially a good starting credit card, is a card that doesn't have an annual fee. Meaning you don't have to pay money each year to keep the card. Because this is your starter credit card, this is going to be your oldest credit card, which you want to keep for basically forever. Why would you keep a credit card for basically forever if it's gouging you each year for $100 or $30 or whatever the case may be? Wouldn't you want that card to be free? Yes, in a perfect situation. Now, not everybody could take advantage of that type of situation, but this might not be your starting card. That's why. But as a starting card, you want that to be the situation. Now, like I said, if you already had got a credit card from a predatory lender, most likely they had got you with that annual fee, and you'll be stuck with it for, you know, if you want to keep it for the rest of your life, which is ideal. It's just ideal because that the age of credit is 15% of your score, and we'll make a future video on how important that is. But you want your starting card, I can't stress it enough, to be something with no annual fee. Also, when I say good, it doesn't really have a high interest rate. However, most credit cards do have a high interest rate only because they're unsecured loans in the grand scheme of things. And anything that's unsecure, meaning it doesn't have collateral attached to it, will be a higher risk to the bank, which means they have to charge you a higher interest to maintain that debt, for the fact that they don't have no recourse if you was the default on that loan. Now, that's high level, I know, but I'm here to give you value on my platform. On Credit Monster, you're going to learn the nitty gritty, and you're going to learn how to be a credit master so you can maintain and tame the credit monster. So let's get to the recommendations. Okay, so the first starter credit card recommendation is Patel. Now, Patel has two options. They have Patel 1 and then they have Patel 2. I believe if you're starting out, the most likely you'll get Patel 1. Now, if you go into the website, you will get pre-qualified. Like I said, they'll let you know. It's not going to hit your credit report. It's not going to be a hard inquiry, so it won't affect your credit score. But once they do get you pre-approved, then you'll go ahead and for a full application, which will hit your credit score. But your credit score will increase based on the fact that you just got a nice credit card. Now, Patel is an awesome credit card because their starting line is between $500 to about $10,000 depending on your credit worthiness. Like I said, if you're starting out, you probably start on a lower end. If you have like a car note or something small that's been reporting to your credit report, then you'll probably go towards the higher end, which is awesome. This could actually be a money management system as well, you know, when you could pay your bills with your credit card instead of your debit card and just pay the credit card. That's another future video, but this is awesome. You want to go ahead and check out Patel to see if you could pre-qualify and if you could get that card, because also it gives you cash back. This is one of the only credit cards that you will start out with that will offer you cash back as well. The Patel 1 is more limited in the cash back options. The Patel 2, I believe, is almost everywhere you'll get cash back, but cash back is highly important because it also encourages you to use your credit card instead of your debit card, which will give you added security, and it gives you an added bonus of building your credit. So the first recommendation is Patel. Okay, y'all, so the next recommendation is Discover. Now, Discover has a whole lot of credit cards that you could get, and you could get pre-qualified. So you would just go into the page, the description is going to be below, and you could go ahead and submit the form to get pre-qualified or pre-approved. Now, the thing is, no hard inquiry to get a pre-approved. There's no harm in doing that. They will let you know which card is right for you and the best chances you have of getting approved for that card, and then you'll go ahead and submit a full application to go ahead and get yourself approved for the most part. Now, Discover is great. The only thing about Discover is that it's not accepted everywhere. It's kind of like American Express. American Express is not accepted everywhere. However, they are getting more merchants. They are being accepted in more places. So I wouldn't really worry too much about that. But Discover is an awesome bank. It's been around for centuries, and you could get a line increase after 6 to 12 months. You could just call them up and get a line increase once you've been doing real good with your credit. So I love that about Discover. So that's the second recommendation, Discover. Okay, y'all, so the third recommendation is actually Capital One. Now, you probably heard of Capital One before. It's been around for a while. You know, you had Samuel Jackson on the commercial, "What's in your wallet?" So you probably definitely familiar with Capital One. The only thing about Capital One is that, you know, they're considered a subprime lender, meaning they'll give almost anybody credit, which could be a good thing for you if, you know, you don't really have great credit or you're not that confident in your credit. or it could be a bad thing if you already have great credit and you have that Capital One. But I really wouldn't worry about that too much. What I really will worry about is actually getting you a credit card and actually building that great credit history. That's all that really matters. So go ahead and fill out the pre-approval webpage, and then they'll let you know which card you are pre-qualified for. Now they do have different options. Make sure you read the terms and conditions. Make sure that there's no annual fee. It's because if this is your first card, like I said, you don't want no annual fee. Even if they're giving you flight miles, most of the cards with flight miles have annual fee. Your first credit card should not have an annual fee. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Get the card with no annual fee, and then after 6 to 12 months, you may qualify for a line increase. So go ahead and give them a call and try to get that line increase as well after you've been doing really well by the card and really well by your credit score. Okay, y'all, so this is plan B. This is for whatever reason you can't get pre-qualified and you can't get any of these options that I just laid out. You still have a chance. Now, it is going to require a security deposit, but the best secure credit card to go with, in my opinion, is US Bank. They have a secure credit card option. The minimum is $300 and the highest, I believe, is $5,000. The more the merrier. Now, it does do a hard inquiry. There's no pre-qualification. You're more likely to get approved for this card. It's really great. They don't really deny a whole lot of people, but there's no guarantee, of course. Now with this card, it does unsecure after a year, and it has no annual fee. So after a year, if you've been doing right by the card and you've been doing right by your other creditors, then they will go ahead and refund you your security deposit and more than likely increase your credit line. Or you could just do a product change into one of their better credit cards from that credit card and get your security deposit back. So you're really just building a relationship, and then from there you could go on to other bigger things, greener pastures. Obviously you'll get more credit cards, and then the other plan B would be self-lender. Now self-lender, especially if you don't have no car note, you have very no credit history, self-lender will be a great option in addition to these cards, because you will also create a great installment payment history, which adds to your credit mix, which is about another 10 to 15% of your score. This will, because they look at your credit cards and they say, okay, what kind of installment payments are you doing, which will be that self-lender. And after 3 months, self-lender also have a secure credit card option that comes right out of the self-lender credit builder loan that you've been saving into the credit builder loan. They will just take some of that money and put it into a secure credit card, and there will be another credit card that you will be able to even get unsecure after about 6 to 12 months. They will also unsecure that, give you your money back, and maybe increase your line of credit. And then from there, as long as you've been doing right by your credit score, you should be able to qualify for those first 3 that I just listed. So this is great information. If you're interested in premium credit education, then please consider subscribing and smashing that like button. And don't forget to share this with your friends and family, because there's just a lot of people who don't know about these options or strategies. And my goal is to help as many people so they can have financial peace of mind. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Credit Monster. I'll catch y'all credit masters next time. Peace.